If you've ever wanted to start an online store but get stuck trying to figure it all out, what to sell, how to build the website, how to integrate your partner sites, how to even design products, or honestly where to even start, this video is probably going to blow your mind just a little bit. Because I just built an entire e-commerce store using AI in less than a few minutes, including the website, the products, the mock-ups, the collections, the product descriptions, and even the product designs themselves. And the craziest part is I barely had to do any of it. Welcome to OpoShop. OpoShop is the brand new evolution of Everbee Store, rebuilt to help literally anybody launch an e-commerce business, whether you're a complete beginner, an Etsy seller trying to scale, or somebody already deep in e-commerce. And today I'm going to walk you through step by step exactly how to build an AI-powered e-commerce store from scratch using the new and improved OpoShop platform. By the end of this video, you will know how to connect your print-on-demand partners like Printify seamlessly, how to customize your website, how to set up payments, how to edit your products, build collections, and kick off email marketing campaigns, and some brand new conversion features that even shocked me when they went live. Plus, OpoShop now includes over 24 done-for-you print-on-demand products directly from Printify, where the AI can automatically generate the listings, the mock-ups, the designs, and the product pages all for you. So even if you already have an Everbee store or an e-commerce store on Shopify, you may genuinely want to watch this all the way through anyways. Now, quick clarification before we do jump in. If you did already have an Everbee store before the transition to OpoShop, nothing's going to change for you besides our branding and your dashboard colors. Your products, website, Printify integration, links, and store functionality all continue working as they should. But for everybody new to OpoShop, let me show you just how ridiculously easy this has become. All right, so once you land inside OpoShop for the very first time, this is where things start getting really interesting. OpoShop immediately gives you multiple ways to build your store, depending on your experience level and what type of business you want to create in the first place. You can choose from the following: build a store completely from scratch using our internal AI, import products directly from your Etsy shop, migrate an existing Wix website, or choose from one of OpoShop's pre-built AI niches. This is one of the smartest onboarding systems I've seen in e-commerce so far because it removes the biggest thing that stops most people from even starting: decision paralysis. But if you already know exactly what you want to sell, like I personally did when I migrated my entire website from Squarespace over to OpoShop 2 years ago, you can simply type information about your business into the prompt box and let OpoShop start building around your ideas. But if you're somebody who gets overwhelmed trying to pick a niche or decide what products to create, OpoShop now has those done-for-you AI niche options, including health and fitness, motivation, travel and outdoors, family and couples, humor and memes, and animals and pets. For this tutorial, I'm personally going to use the done-for-you OpoShop route, and I chose the motivation niche, so you can see just how fast this process actually works. So once you click into your niche, OpoShop immediately starts building your store foundation automatically. No themes to choose from, no plugins to download, no coding on your end, and no complicated setup needed at all. Just our internal and intentional AI systems building the initial structure of your business for you in real time, in literally just a couple of minutes. Once your store template finishes generating, the next step is choosing your initial branding styles. You'll be able to select your color palette, your font pairings, and the overall vibe of your store, but quick tip here, don't get stuck overthinking this part. A lot of people freeze here because they think they need the perfect branding before they can move forward. But the good news is, almost everything inside OpoShop is fully customizable later once we get into the actual website builder. So right now, this is really just helping establish your starting foundation. You can always change colors later, redesign sections later, or completely evolve your branding as your business grows. Trust me, I have done it 5 times over the past 4 years alone. For this tutorial though, I'm just gonna go ahead and pick something clean and modern so we can keep on moving. Because momentum is way more important than perfection when you're first building your store. And once you hit continue, this is where OpoShop starts introducing the actual products your store is gonna be built around, which is where things are gonna get really cool. OpoShop now has over 24 done-for-you Printify products built directly into the onboarding process, including apparel, blankets, candles, wall art, tote bags, pillow covers, framed prints, and more. And what's crazy is OpoShop does not just import blank products from Printify. It actually builds it for you. I'm talking the product designs, the mock-ups, the listings, the collections, and the product pages for you automatically. So instead of you spending hours trying to create designs, build listings, write descriptions, or organize your store, the internal AI is going to handle all the foundational work for you. Now at this point, you have 2 options. Option 1, choose from the done-for-you products now and let OpoShop generate everything automatically. Or option 2, just click create your own later. If you'd rather upload your own products, sell digital products, offer coaching, sell handmade items, or build things manually for yourself, this is the choice that I personally made on my own website. But for today's purposes on my new OpoShop, I'm going to show you how I chose my products and built them with AI. So I decided to move forward with candles, canvases, blankets, and pillow covers. And watch what happens once I hit continue. You can literally see the store preview updating in real time while OpoShop starts generating my product mockups, listing pages, designs, designs, titles, and collections automatically. Now, the next step is connecting Printify so all of these products can actually sync to your store and fulfill automatically whenever someone places an order. If you already have a Printify account, all you need to do is click login and authorize the connection. Then simply select which Printify store you want connected to your OpoShop. But if you do want to create a completely brand new Printify store from scratch like I did, OpoShop also makes that super easy too. You'll see bold purple text that says Printify Dashboard. Go ahead and click that. Inside Printify, create your new store and make sure you select the API option while setting it up. Then once your new Printify shop is created, head back over to OpoShop and click refresh. Your new store name should now appear automatically inside the drop-down menu. Select it, click continue with DFY, and that's literally it. Your products are now syncing directly into your store from Printify. And this is where things really click for most people. While the products continue syncing in the background, OpoShop is already preparing your product pages, your mockups, your collections, and your storefront layout automatically. So now that the hard part is essentially done, the next thing we want to focus on is getting your business actually ready to accept payments and look like a real brand. Once everything finishes generating, you'll see a pop-up that says your store is ready. And this gives you a full breakdown of the products that were generated, their syncing status, any upsells you might have selected, and a live preview link to your website. Because all you have to do is click preview store at any point during this process if you want to see what your site currently looks like before making edits. Now, the very next thing you're going to want to do is set up your payment processor, because your store may look great now, but we should probably make sure you can actually get paid. Currently, OpoShop supports Stripe and PayPal, with more payment integrations coming in the future. For most people, Stripe is probably going to be your best option starting out because it easily handles credit cards, Apple Pay, Google Pay, and a lot of the back-end payment processing automatically for you. The setup process itself only takes a few minutes. You'll simply just log into Stripe, connect your bank account, verify your information, and authorize the integration with OpoShop, and once that's done, your store is officially capable of accepting live customer payments, which is honestly kind of crazy to think about considering we just started building this thing a few minutes ago. But now that payments are connected, the next thing we want to do is start customizing your actual business information, branding, and domain settings, so your store starts feeling like a real polished brand instead of just a template. So let's head into store settings. Inside the General tab, this is where you'll find all of the foundational business information your store needs to start operating properly. This includes your brand name, your business address, shipping origin details, and your logo, if you already have one. And if you don't have a logo yet, don't stress about it. You can always come back and update branding later once your business evolves more. Again, progress over perfection is what we're aiming for here. Next, let's move into domain settings. This is where you can keep your default OpoShop URL, change your OpoShop store name, connect your own custom domain you already own, or purchase a brand new domain. But don't worry if you've never done this process before, because OpoShop makes it way easier than most e-commerce platforms I've used. It's going to walk you through everything step by step, so you're not stuck trying to mess with DNS settings for 3 hours wondering what went wrong, aka me in 2022. Personally, I always recommend eventually getting your own domain because it instantly makes your brand feel more professional, more trustworthy, and more memorable, especially if you do plan on building this business long term. Next, you're going to want to double check your shipping settings and shipping profiles. If you're using Printify products, a lot of this will already be simplified for you, but you can always create custom shipping profiles, add shipping rules, or separate products into different fulfillment structures later on if needed. Then finally, inside the advanced section of your store settings, this is where you'll eventually connect things like your Metapixel, Google Analytics tracking codes, and additional integrations if you so choose. This part becomes really important later once you decide to start running ads, tracking conversions, understanding customer behavior, and of course, scaling traffic to your store. But for now, just getting everything connected and organized puts you way ahead of where most beginners ever get. So now that the back end of your business is officially set up, let's move into one of the coolest parts of OpoShop, the products dashboard. This is where you can edit your listings, view analytics, improve SEO on each of the product pages, and fully customize everything the AI pre-built for you. Under products, you'll see 3 main sections: products, collections, and reviews. We're going to start first with clicking products. Inside here, you'll now see all of the listings OpoShop generated for you automatically based on the products you selected earlier, including your product titles, your descriptions, mockups, pricing variants, designs, and visibility settings, all already built out for you. But one of my favorite brand new features inside OpoShop is the built-in product analytics dashboard, because now you can actually see performance data for individual products directly inside this space. Things like total revenue, number of orders, unique views, and conversion rates all tied to each specific product, which is huge because it helps you very quickly identify what people are clicking on, what's converting, and what products are worth scaling further without needing third-party apps or extra software. Now, if you click into any individual product listing, you can fully customize everything. You can edit the title, description, mockups, pricing, categories, product visibility, variants, and more. So even though OpoShop is building the foundation for you, you still have full creative control. And one thing I highly recommend paying attention to here is your SEO settings. Inside the product editor, you can create custom SEO titles, meta descriptions, descriptions, and searchable keywords. And this is incredibly important because this is one of the many ways that Google is actually going to index your products and start sending organic traffic to your store over time, meaning people can literally discover your products through search engines without you paying for ads. Now, once your products are all looking good, the next thing we want to do is organize your store properly using collections, which is honestly one of the biggest upgrades inside the new OpoShop system for 2026. If you've ever used Etsy before, think of these collections like a much more advanced version of Etsy's sections. This is how you organize your products into categories that make your store easier to shop and easier to scale long term. This is another massive time-saving feature inside OpoShop because the AI already pre-builds a lot of these collections for you automatically now in 2026. So depending on the products you selected earlier, you may already see things like bestsellers, featured products, a couple of the product categories that you selected, with the products already categorized correctly under each section, which saves so much setup time. Trust me, because I had to manually add these to all collections in 2025, and now you guys don't. Now, as your store grows, you can always add products into existing collections, create entirely new collections, rename collections, or reorganize your store literally however you want. So for example, maybe later you want to create collections like gifts for mom, cozy home decor, funny office gifts, best-selling candles, or holiday favorites as we get closer to the Christmas season. You can fully customize all of that in no time. Now, the next section under products is reviews, and this is another huge upgrade inside OpoShop. Inside the reviews dashboard, you can manage customer reviews, approve or hide reviews, organize how reviews appear, and even import existing reviews from previous platforms using a CSV file, because reviews matter a lot in e-commerce. People want reassurance before buying from a brand they've never purchased from before, and the more trust signals your site has, the better your store usually performs. So now let's get into the actual website builder. This is where your store starts transforming from AI-generated template into an actual brand experience. To access this, simply head over to Designer, then Builder. And the very first thing you'll see is your homepage. Now, the cool part here is OpoShop is already going to create a foundational website structure for you automatically. It's going to include a homepage, a shop page, and an about page. But personally, I highly recommend customizing these pages so your store actually feels unique to your audience and brand voice. Because the AI gives you the foundation, yes, but the personality of the brand still comes from you. So inside the builder, you can fully customize things like text, colors, layouts, images, spacing, buttons, and entire sections, all visually with no coding required. And on your homepage specifically, you can edit your hero section, swap images, change headlines, update featured products, add different calls to action, or completely change the entire flow of the page. The choice is yours. You can also add entirely new sections as well, like slideshows, image with text sections, FAQs, featured collections, reviews, rich text, email opt-ins, and more. So have fun with this. I have rebuilt my OpoShop twice over the past 2 years because they keep adding new sections for me. But one thing I really want you to think about while building your website is this. Don't just build a website that looks pretty. Build a website that builds trust. Every section on your site should answer one question: what would my ideal customer need to see in order to feel confident buying from me? That mindset alone will completely change how effective your website becomes in the end. Now, another important thing to know is that your header and footer are site-wide elements, meaning if you edit them once, those changes apply across your entire website automatically. So inside the header, you can customize things like your logo, your navigation menu, colors, search icon, cart icon, and whether the header stays fixed while scrolling or not. And inside the footer, you can add social links, policies, FAQs, contact information, newsletter signups, copyright text, etc. Now, if you want to create entirely new pages for your website, that's super easy too. Just head into My Pages, then click Add Page. From there, you can choose pre-built layouts, blog pages, contact pages, landing pages, or again, completely blank pages. Personally, this is exactly how I built my own custom branded website at evolutiondesigns.com. Some pages were public, others were hidden specifically for campaigns, promotions, or my traffic funnels. So if you really want to turn your store into a full brand experience instead of just another website, this is where that transformation can really start happening. Now, if you ever get stuck trying to figure out what sections to use, how your homepage should flow, what makes a website actually convert, or how to make your brand feel more professional, I actually want to show you the exact process I personally use every time I build a website. I want you to start first by studying what's already working. And by that, I mean your competitors. Even if you think I'm brand new, I don't really have competitors yet, trust me, you do. So go to Google and type in one of these three things: your niche, your product type, or your target audience, and start opening different e-commerce websites that show up first in search. Then pay attention to things like how their homepage flows, how they structure their sections, where they place reviews, how they showcase products, what their calls to action say, and how they build trust throughout the website. We're not copying them though. We're just studying patterns here, because once you start analyzing enough successful stores, you'll realize they all use very similar psychological structures. Now here's where AI is going to become incredibly useful again. Once you find a few websites you like, take screenshots of them. Then go into your AI tool of choice, whether that be ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, whatever you prefer, and tell the AI who you are, what you sell, who your audience is, your brand voice, your goals, and the feeling you want your website to create. Then upload the screenshots from your inspiration sites and ask the AI to build you what's called a wireframe. A wireframe is basically a blueprint for your website. It's going to map out what section should go where, what messaging should appear, where products should sit, and how customers should flow through the site from top to bottom. This is honestly one of the easiest ways to stop feeling creatively overwhelmed, because instead of starting at a blank page, wondering what the heck to build, you now have a strategic game plan. And this is literally the exact two-step process I used when building my own custom e-commerce website using OpoShop in April of 2025. All right, now let's move on to one of the most important parts of running an e-commerce business long-term, your email marketing. But the good news is here, don't freak out on me, because I know you might be. OpoShop already includes built-in e-marketing directly inside the platform. To access everything, simply head over to marketing and click email. And right out of the gate, OpoShop already gives you multiple done-for-you automations, including a 5-part welcome sequence, a 3-part order sequence, a 2-part abandoned cart series, and a 3-part abandoned checkout flow. Now, the nice thing is you can either leave these as is or fully customize them to match your brand voice and products. So for example, maybe you want a more cozy and personalized tone, or a more luxury aesthetic, more humor in your messaging, or stronger calls to action. You can edit all of this. And another good thing is you can also customize each of the workflows as well. To customize these, simply go into automations or transactional emails, and then select whichever sequence you want to update. You can change subject lines, images, product recommendations, messaging, timeline, and branding elements. And if you want to build entirely new campaigns from scratch, you can do that too within the Grow tab of your email marketing dashboard. This is where you can create landing pages, email opt-ins, pop-ups, and subscriber forms to start growing your email list from the very beginning. And OpoShop already gives you a welcome discount pop-up by default that appears on your homepage after a visitor spends a certain amount of time on the site. But you can always customize this, including the timing, the offer, the design, or create additional pop-ups and landing pages entirely, because at the end of the day, your email list is one of the only audiences you truly own. And having these automations built directly into OpoShop saves beginners a ton of setup headaches early on. All right, now let's dive a little deeper into the different marketing features of OpoShop outside of email. First, again, click on marketing, then discounts. Right away, you'll probably notice that OpoShop already pre-generates a few discount offers for you automatically. Usually things like a welcome discount and a free shipping threshold offer, which is honestly a really smart move because incentives like these can dramatically improve conversion rates, especially for newer stores. So you can easily turn these discounts on or off, edit them, change percentages, adjust expiration dates, or create entirely new promotions from scratch by simply clicking Add Discount. From there, you'll have two main options: manual discounts or automatic discounts. Manual means the customer enters a promo code at checkout. Automatic means the discount applies instantly without them needing to type anything in. Then you can decide which product the discount applies to, how long it should run for, minimum order requirements, and then whether discounts can stack together or if the offer applies to products, shipping, or entire orders. So for example, maybe you want 10% off candles, but also free shipping over $75, or a buy two get one promotion with free shipping. You can fully customize all of that in this section. Now, while we're still inside marketing, I also want to show you the SEO and meta ads sections, because these become extremely important once you're ready to start driving traffic to your store. Inside the SEO section, you'll be able to improve your page titles, meta descriptions, keywords, and search visibility across your website. And this is honestly one of the most overlooked parts of e-commerce, because good SEO allows your products and your pages to slowly start ranking organically on Google over time, meaning people can actually potentially discover your brand without you paying for every single click through ads. Then under the meta ads section, however, OpoShop walks you through step by step how to create your meta pixel, build a Facebook business account, connect your commerce manager, sync your product catalog, and launch your first catalog ads campaign, which is huge because setting up meta correctly is usually one of the most confusing parts for beginners. I get questions about this literally every single week, but OpoShop simplifies the entire process for you. So once once your discounts, SEO, and ad tracking are all set up, your store is officially starting to become optimized, not just for traffic, but for actual conversions. So now I want to show you probably my favorite brand new feature inside OpoShop. And honestly, I kind of saved the best for last here because OpoShop now includes built-in product cross-selling tools designed to help you increase your average order value automatically without you needing to constantly create new marketing campaigns yourself. And if you don't know what average order value means, it's basically just the amount of money each customer spends per checkout, which is incredibly important in e-commerce because sometimes increasing your order value is a lot easier than constantly trying to get more new traffic. Now, currently, OpoShop includes 3 built-in cross-sell features, and I'm actually going to go through all of them in our next video. So if you want to be tagged in that when it goes live, comment cross-sell below. And these are the kinds of small conversion optimizations that can quietly make a huge difference in your business over time. But before we wrap up today, there are 2 final sections inside OpoShop I really want to spotlight because these are the features that start making the platform feel way bigger than just a normal e-commerce website builder. The first is the apps section. Inside apps, OpoShop has partnered with a bunch of major tools and services designed to make running your business easier. So whether you need integrations, design tools, marketing tools, fulfillment support, or AI assistance, you can access a lot of it directly from inside your dashboard instead of constantly bouncing between different platforms and browser tabs. OpoShop is clearly trying to centralize as much of the business building process as possible into one ecosystem. And last up, I want to show you what might actually be my favorite feature inside the entire platform, Everbee Brain. And the easiest way to explain this feature, it's basically like having ChatGPT built directly into your e-commerce business dashboard, meaning instead of opening separate AI tools constantly, you can simply use Everbee Brain right inside of OpoShop to help you write product descriptions, brainstorm product ideas, improve your SEO, create marketing copy, generate email ideas, build campaigns, and so much more right inside your store. So let's say you're stuck trying to figure out what products you want to launch next or how to describe a product better. You can literally ask Everbee Brain for help right there. When you combine that with the AI store builder, done for you products, built-in marketing automations, analytics, and conversion tools, you start realizing that OpoShop isn't really trying to just be another e-commerce platform. It's trying to become an entire e-commerce operating system for creators and online business owners like yourself. So now you've officially seen exactly how to build an e-commerce store from scratch using the brand new and improved OpoShop platform. What used to take weeks of setup, multiple subscriptions, endless integrations, and a ton of technical frustration can now realistically be done in a single afternoon. Trust me, I just built this website today. So if you want to see what this actually looks like beyond the done for you setup, I actually personally created an entire 3-part series where I built a fully custom kitchen and home decor shop using OpoShop completely from scratch. And in that series, I walk you through how I structured the website, how I designed the pages, how I built the brand identity, how I created the collections, how I optimized the product pages, and the exact strategy behind why I placed certain sections exactly where I did. So you're not just learning the how, you're also learning the why behind building a store that actually converts and feels like a real brand. So if you want to watch that series next, I'll have it right here above my head. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one.